What's going on, guys? Push workout, deload. So we're cutting down the volume just a wee bit. Load stays up, but we're gonna keep smashing. Reason for the deload, like I said in an Instagram post on Monday, that if that leg workout, or Tuesday rather, if Monday's leg workout was any indication of how this week was gonna go, it's probably best I just back off now while I'm kind of at a pretty strong point in my training. So feeling things out, but definitely going to try to keep the load up today. We're going to cut the volume down, no back off sets, just a couple of work sets straight to failure, or maybe one work set straight to failure, depending upon the exercise. We'll try to keep, seeing as I hit chest, shoulders, and triceps once a week, the volume will probably be around about 8 to 10 work sets, at least for chest. For shoulders, we'll fill that out. For triceps, probably just maintenance volume. That'll be around about 5, 6 sets, something like that. Nothing crazy. So let's get pushing. I'm on a time crunch because I woke up a little bit late, but we're gonna get it in regardless. So this is the iPhone edition of a little bit of training. No, will not be asking for the iPhone 12. I'm very, very happy with my iPhone 11. And this has several years of mileage out of it. So we're going to use it and we're going to get to work. So let's get going. All right, working hard here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, fall Wednesday morning. Hitting up some chest. And as I mentioned, I am in a deload / devolume phase. So, as I've alluded to on Instagram, if you don't follow me, that's at Tenacity Strength. I have no idea what that really looks like right now because I don't have it officially down on paper as to what I should do for this deload. Basically, I'm just cutting everything back and going by feel. So really, it's a mental struggle to not push all out like I really want to. But that's the nature of the game when you're deloading, right? Because you're trying to recover, you're trying to make sure that you can get ready for the next phase of training. So what I'm doing right now, as far as setting myself up for more gains, is that we'll deload the rest of this week. We'll cut everything not in half, but drop it some percentage points, and we'll just not push to failure, not use set extenders, not use rest pause, no type of intensity technique. Okay, as you can see here, I've got dumbbells that are 20 pounds under what I was previously handling for about 8 to 10 reps. So with that, there's a little bit of stress that's taken off of my body. I would have liked to keep the load up. I could have kept the load up. I was strong enough this morning to keep the load up. But in the spirit of, what I'm trying to accomplish, is probably better to not keep that load heavy and to let my joints kind of recover from the beating that I've honestly been giving them for the past month or so. Actually more than a month, past 2-3 months or so. And it's just really for longevity purposes and mental purposes as well. Catch a quick pump, don't have to go to failure, don't have to push yourself beyond that. So that's a good thing for the mind and body, we'll see how this goes. But honestly, I was looking to keep a lot of the exercises the same, and just like I said, not push to failure. No back offsets either, as you don't want to compromise recovery in a deload phase with extra bullshit ass volume. So, what should you do physically during a deload? Nothing stressful, right? Don't go out and be like, oh, I'm on a deload, I could play a couple of rounds of basketball. Like, no, that's just, sit down, Kobe. You're not about to play basketball. You're about to rest, you're about to recover, and you're about to set yourself up good for the next block of training. Now, during this week or so, the need for a ton of food decreases a little bit. And obviously, that little bit scales up and down due to the fact of how much muscle you have. Uh, but generally speaking, the deload doesn't require that much food. Um, Also, still keep everything else the same, like your supplements, your intra, uh, things of that nature. Because you do want to have some consistency during the deload. Where a lot of people screw up at with it is that they think it's some type of free for all, in that you can do anything you want. These are exercises that you have seen me do week in, week out on this channel. And so even in deload, I'm looking to still keep the bearings greased. You know what I'm saying? Greasing the wheel. That's what Pavel calls it. I'm still looking to keep the wheel greased. I'm still looking to keep the training consistency in. So that's another thing. You want to keep consistent with the movements that you do on your main stuff for your deload. It's really easy to do, and you just have to go in with a different mentality. You can't attack. Your mentality in the deload should be keep everything the same and keep things at a minimum volume, not to lose anything, but not really pushing or stressing your system out to gain anything. So that's how I feel about deloads. Now let's get into length of time of the deload. How long should it be? I'm only taking mine for a week. Obviously, that is what works generally for me. I've seen it time and time again. Anything longer just doesn't suit me. However, the more advanced that you are, and depending upon what you train for, strength and power sports, those are a little bit more nervous system taxing. Not a whole lot of isolation movements done. So, in light of that, a deload may be longer than a week, right? I know it was usually took me about a week and a half to recover from a very hard training block when I was powerlifting. So if you compare it to bodybuilding, a deload in bodybuilding, in my opinion, in my experience, is not needed to be very long. Now there's some interesting concepts out there by Dr. Mike Israetel as far as deloading, resuscitation blocks, and you can look all that up on YouTube. But I know as long as we're talking about a pure deload, something to just bring the volume down, I'm not sure I would go longer than a week. Simply because a lot of our exercises that we use to develop muscle isn't nervous system taxing. You can't, a one arm row will never be a deadlift as far as nervous system goes, but that's just me. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and I can't wait to see the results of this deload and move on. And that is it. Triceps wasn't nothing to really write home about. Some press downs, some dips, call it good. 3 sets apiece. Pump it up real good, help him recover. A little bit of tendonitis been messing with me. So a couple of things about the deload or devolume, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's kind of like your active rest time, right? But to a more of an extreme level, if people get what I'm saying. Obviously, I could have handled a little bit more weight on the flat dumbbell, but the 110s were enough. Wasn't going to failure. Just trying to push the reps, help the muscle recover, and then get it ready for another round of beatdown come next week. So trying to keep everything the same. May train legs tomorrow, may not. May train back tomorrow, may not. I don't know. We'll see. But whatever I do, I'll put something together and I'll put it out. But really,
You just want to make sure that you're pushing to the max. As far, well, not pushing to the max, I shouldn't say that. But more that you're just pushing your sets to failure and not going beyond that, right? So if you notice on the hammer strength incline, I stopped a few reps short of failure. That's where you want to stop at, right? So just keep that in mind with your deload. You can still train hard. It doesn't have to be pussy shit, and you can keep on going. All right? You have a wonderful day, y'all. Peace.